Hello, Gavyn. I hope you're doing well. I hope you and your family are doing well. This is a Chapter 1 to Chapter 3 practice route of what I've done. I still make mistakes, so this is not my set in stone, but I just wanted to show what I've been working on. But I do a lot of snake-like movements, and you'll see as I continue going on, and I'll do my best to try and express what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep minimal space and try my best to be focused. And by the point I reach to this door right here, usually I pause and check the timer, which should always be 24 seconds, and by the time I get through, that's 27 seconds. I've been really tedious about this shit. So by the time I get to this section here, you'll also notice that my camera, I try and align it so when a cutscene plays, I don't have to wait for the game to buffer, and I don't know if that does anything for the time, but I just put it on anyways. I'm also mashing X until I get to this part, but I also want to say that I use R1 as my quick turn capability, so I can just hurry and turn around and immediately just continue sprinting. And as you can see right here, align it, skip it, moving on. I take a giant drift and I continue doing that drifting movement until I reach this corner. I stay there till I see him do the first grab animation and then the second, and move past him and go up the stairs, ignoring these two fine gentlemen and getting through this section with relative ease, of course. Which I don't think I really need to explain. I've seen you do this section thousands of times, so I don't really need to explain. I just want to express my thought process. But onwards, we're moving forward. I'm really in the zone right now, and I'm just flying through this level, and I'm just trying to map out what I'm going to do. And I know I need to get the green herb, the purple herb, and the yellow herb, so I got to make sure I got those in mind. And from here, when Leon crouches, I notice that when he sprints, he gets out of the animation quicker, so I utilize that, ignoring this fine gentleman on my left and going straight for the shed so I can grab the flash grenade, the handgun ammo, and also one of the herbs so I can prep myself. Usually I ignore him, but I parried him and grabbed the animations. I don't know if you can turn those off. If you can, I would love to, but since then I've been using it as a tool to try and avoid enemies as best as I can. And I'm sprinting through, and this is the village sequence. I don't know if you exactly know, but you need 15 enemies at least on New Game, but on New Game Plus, I know you can just do the bell. So I know I need to take out 5 enemies. I grab the green herb on the up left right here. Boom, bam. And I'm immediately targeting this poor old woman who's just doing her job, trying to make the place look nice. Stab her in the neck, lay her down, steal some gunpowder, and immediately going down this hallway, and I'm going to target this man right here, and I'm going to try and take him out as quickly as I can, or at least stun him. After that, I try and avoid their hits, and I circle around because I'm going to use my flash grenade and try and get these, and this was perfect. I was able to get 4 right there. There's the 5th. Now I just need 10 more kills. So I go to this house because I know in the back corner of this barrel there will always be a hand grenade. So I grab that, and then I turn around and I jump out of the window, prepping myself for these encounters right here. After I take out these gentlemen, I hurry and sprint immediately him because it was quicker to do it that way. I rush in, and I'm going to trigger this cutscene, and this is where I will check my time to see how I'm doing. So far, I'm at 3:28. I'm going a little slower than I would like, so I got to grab the shotgun, I got to knife the window, grab the hand grenade, and then I got to set up and make sure I get this ladder guy first, otherwise my whole momentum is thrown off. Bam! Turn around, hurry and grab the extra ammunition as I'm going to need that much later. Jump through this window, and this was so perfect, Gavyn, you have no idea. Look at them. There's 10 right there. They're all taken out. So by the time I jump down, the bell hits, the bull's freaking the fuck out, and I'm able to move past this area with so much ease. So after I skip this cutscene, I know I don't need to check the time. I am doing extraordinarily well for the village sequence. So immediately I am rushing straight towards the exit, and I gotta trigger some other situations that happened. So I'm going through, and I'm listening to music for the most part, hence why the audio is so low and not really a focus. But I get to the farm, and I have your tip in mind, which has been very helpful. So I appreciate you giving me this little tip right here. Bam. And I don't really get the good audio cue of like the clink. I just have to make sure that I squint and make sure the lock is gone. The reason I grab that knife is so I don't have to worry about the chapter 2 sequence. Trigger the bull, grab the cog, go up here, grab the shotgun, take this bitch out because I need her to not trigger the mines. Jump through the window, hurry and get this puzzle sequence done as quickly as I can. And I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast. I know that you know what the methods are and what it is. I'm just explaining my mindset and what I'm thinking as I'm going through. So after I grab this, I immediately far left grab the shotgun ammo. I need more. Go down and then I crouch, and I know that the Minotaur is going to come over here, so I leave that for him. I shoot him, not meaning to like actually damage him. I just need him to do a different animation. And then I'm rushing straight through, and I'm going to just hopefully trigger the fact that like they'll already be aggressive. So when I'm doing this where you have to hold it, you have invulnerability frames, and I'm trying to abuse that as much as I can through this playthrough. So if you notice on the right side, there's the giant crowd. I check just to make sure I'm already going well. Nobody attacked me. I'm able to persevere. I'm very happy with how this is going. I immediately grab my pistol because I know I need to take out the old woman by one method or another. So as soon as I get past this boulder, I aim down here by these trees. You'll notice, you can barely see. Boom, bam, slam. Just enough to like get her to do the melee animation. And right here, I skipped so much because I was mashing X, and I was like, perfect. So now I got to run through, and I got to go through this little corridor, and I'm near the end of chapter 1. So this is perfect. And by the time that I reach this, it's like roughly 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And I'm just really on the edge of my seat trying to push through. And I'm going to try my best to ignore this trip mine, as I'm going to use it a much later chapter when I need to escape this giant crowd. I wait for him to throw, I lean, and then I just ignore him. I have my shotgun out because, like what you said earlier, where if you use your shotgun to shoot the locks, I don't have to worry too much, and it's more efficient sometimes. So I do that, hurry and trip this mine real quick, and then this chapter was done with so much ease. And here's another example where I ignore him completely and I'm just in the midst of the animation. Usually he attacks me, so I'm a little confused, but he decides to push me and then attack me. But by then, I was kind of thrown off. I'm trying to not think about it. I'm going to redo that one anyways. So I get through, I grab Louis, skip the cutscene, and it only took me 7 minutes and 29 seconds. Let's go. Chapter 2 is a little bit of a rough one for me. I'm trying to get this one down as quickly as I can. I have 7 minutes and 30 on the clock. I'm skipping cutscenes. I ignore that herb because I do not need it. So I'm rushing through, and I'm going to try and grab all the knives that I can so I can be prepped for later sequences that happen. And I do a little extra check just to make sure. By right here, I'm 8 minutes roughly, and I ignore this gentleman and I ignore the next 2 gentlemen because there's no reason for me to attack them on standard. On professional, I have a backup plan, so if I do get into a bit of a sticky situation, I can take them out, and I will lose 15 seconds, but I'm not too worried. I'm just holding this crank, and I just make sure I got to get this done efficiently. Ignoring all the traps, and as soon as I get under this door, I'm immediately mashing X and just trying to grab all my supplies. Got all of it, grab the kitchen knife, open the door, trigger this next cutscene, and bam, look at this. We're just flying through, Gavyn. This is amazing. Now we got to go through, and I have my hand cannon out, thanks to my participation for the mercenaries. And I always have to take out this old woman, because if I don't, she has a 50% chance of turning into a Balaga, and I don't want to deal with her on my way back, so I take her out as a priority. Check the time, I'm doing good on time, and I rush up, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to take these encounters. So I grab my pistol, I jump down, and I'm going to deal with these 3 gentlemen on the far right. I take him out as quickly as I can, using the melee animations to skip a few steps. Get rid of him, ignore the lady, ignore the guy by the ladder, and just climb up the ladder and grab the eagle. As I'm climbing this ladder, I know I need to grab my shotgun as there's a dude with a dynamite and I need to deal with him before anything else. So took 2 shots, which I was a little annoyed. Grab that, turn around, and now I gotta hurry and figure out a different route. And the reason why I shoot in non-lethal locations is it's a bit of a stun or just a bit of a misdirection. Like he just opened up a little bit of an alleyway for me, so I sneak past, I jump up here, and I'm going to ignore this man on the left, and I'm just going to persevere to this group down here until I can get to this red barrel, and bam. Now this lady's down, she hit me, so I know she's not going to be able to attack me while I'm holding this crank. So I take the risk, knowing that she can grab me at any moment, but she's probably just stunned. Oh, look at that. Okay, jump down, but I need the yellow herb, so we're going to hurry and do a quick little jump into this little building, ignore these ladies, grab the yellow herb, so now I can actually upgrade my health, grab the first aid spray in case I need it, grab that, go through, and then just be able to go through this location without any worries or concerns, as that lady is dead. And now I'm just focused on getting the rest. As for the sequence here, I wasn't expecting this man to grab me, and I was a little annoyed by it, but after quickly dealing with him, I turned around, and I go up the stairs, and I see this lady, but I'm just gonna try not aggro her and just ignore her, because I lost a little bit of time with that grab animation, and I gotta figure out what to do with Mr. Chainsaw that is waiting for me over here. So instead of direct confrontation, I just sneak under and I go right into the side of the house because I need to try and get these 2 puzzle sequences done. That's my biggest worry, is these 2 puzzle sequences. If I don't get them done, it's gonna take me forever. And then I just persevere and I continue going through, and I immediately head towards the closet in the back room, and I'm able to get this puzzle comfortably done. Not too bad. Look at that leaf, pig, baby. Always disorient me which one's the pig and cow, but anyways, there's the crystal ball. Now we turn around. I'm going to ignore this fine gentleman as well, so I'm going to try and sneak past onto the stairs, as I know he won't really follow me. And this fucking little puzzle sequence took me a good little minute, and in real time I was actively super annoyed because it was taking me forever, and I'm trying to find the best way to get this puzzle done in a better manner. But until then, I was able to get this chapter done. Skip this cutscene. Leon, what time do we got going? We got, any day now, 6 minutes and 6 seconds. That's doing really well. So now on to the 3rd chapter. We're gonna just go immediately down. I'm gonna grab this green herb and purple herb because why not? So I'm gonna go through the exit, and I'm just gonna hope for the best for this next sequence. And don't worry, I'm immediately going to say the dog, as he's going to be able to assist me and maybe shorten the giant fight. So after I grab him, make sure that's okay, I hurry and get the key, get that situated. And now is the actual fun part. You can tell that I'm not really used to this version yet, as right up here I almost make the wrong turn, so I had to hurry and do a minor adjustment. And I'm just focused on trying to get through. And on this house up here, after the building collapses, the reason why I try and angle myself in the way that I do and shoot the trap mine in that location is hopefully 50% of the time the lady might not be awake in the room, but if she is, I'm just going to ignore her, and since she was awake, I'm going to ignore her, jump through this window, ignore this man as best as I can, and now try and get into this room. Say my hellos and my goodbyes to the merchant, as I'm not going to really be needing him, and this entire time Gavyn as well. These last 3 chapters I haven't saved, and I keep getting this sequence messed up, as I always got to grab my shotgun because I think it was the Balaga cutscene that was going to appear, but it didn't. So I'm like, okay, I got to readjust. Okay, I got to remember which chapter that's in. I head to the church. I'm just flying through and doing what I can. And immediately I try and skip the cutscene, and I'm going to head to the door so I can go down into the basement and be able to get through these little areas, because this section of chapter 3 I've been struggling with a lot, and I'm just trying to find my groove with it. And I know that there's going to be a dude on the top left, so I shoot his Molotov so he doesn't come down and throw it or distract me. I trigger this guy to throw his axe so he doesn't actually hit me. Bam, ignore that. And I'm gonna be honest, I messed up my shots here, like a lot of them. I was really confused. But I grab my pistol, stun him so the other guy is delayed, grab my hand cannon, take them both out so then I can just focus on the mine and get through this last little section. Bam. And you'll notice that I've been actively ignoring a lot of people and a lot of enemies because I don't see any reason for resources or anything. I'm just gonna hope and pray and just try and get to this other checkpoint with the merchant. I'm feeling extra cocky, so I'm not even going to save by the time I get to the merchant. I'm actually going to go left and go and try and grab the boat fuel as quickly as I can so I can do the Del Laga fight. And after ignoring everybody in this situation and triggering the trip mine, I'm going to go inside this building, immediately grab the fuel, and then I'll do a quick turn. I know this is a lot. I'm going to do a quick turn, and I'm going to have my pistol ready just in case there's anybody at the door and I can hurry and stun them. So I grabbed the chicken in because I might need extra health, who knows, and my shotgun was unloaded. That was my bad. So I hurry and deal with these two. I get through, and I'm going to hurry and go up this ladder so I don't avoid the giant crowd. And once I get up to this crowd, I know I need to deal with the gentleman on the far right of this little corridor, so I hurry and shoot him till he trips and stumbles into the trip mine. Bam! And then now I'm just going to have to try and avoid and ignore damage. Thankfully that happened. I was not expecting it, so hello, ignore him, and spray and pray. Now this segment I messed up really bad because I was supposed to actually grenade myself here, but I grabbed the ammunitions that I was going to do. I fill up the boat because I was like, might as well. And then once I did that, I realized I still have my grenade, so I need to hurry and damage myself before I do this giant fucking fight. And I'm not gonna lie, this fight took a lot longer than I actually thought it would. And I'm not sure if it's because of the fact that I haven't taken as much damage or if it's the fact that I didn't do enough damage towards myself. I know there's adaptive difficulty throughout this game, so I'm not sure what is going against me in this sequence, but this fish fight took me a lot longer than I would like. But I was able to get 8 minutes and 54 seconds.